Hey guys, welcome to the Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to talk about campers a little bit here for you and the truth about them, what to expect, what you need to know here. This is the underlying reality of owning a travel trailer, a camper, something like that. And there's some things that you need to understand here. We are down here by Georgia and down by Savannah, and this beautiful little hidden gem. We are here by ourselves during one of the busiest weeks. It's a week between Christmas and New Year's, and we are the only ones here. That is the camp host over there. Other than that, we are the only ones here in this beautiful setup. But I thought since it's 70 degrees out, nice, I would take a second and we would talk for a second to you about some of the things that you need to understand when it comes to buying a travel trailer or that kind of thing. And the first one is you got to understand that these things are amazing. Okay, they're a lot of fun. They get you away from where you want to be. They get you out and exploring places and going to new places. There's a lot of great advantages to them. There are some downsides to them, and there's some other things that we need to take into consideration when you're getting them. First one right off the bat, understand that these things are designed to have to go down the road, and they are designed to be as light as possible as what they can be and still allow function. That means that the build quality of these, the materials and stuff used are very subpar. They're also hand assembled. They're handmade, which in turn means that you get a lot of lazy workers out there that aren't making much money, that are putting these things together and they don't care. So you're going to run into a lot of issues with them with that kind of stuff. And there's also the fact that they have to go down the road. Even, we've taken this thing, we probably put almost 4,000 miles on this thing, traveling across country, up, down, left, and right with this thing in the last year. And I'll tell you, the roads out there suck. They're really bad, and they're really hard on these things. And then you hit these dips and stuff, and this thing, I think we've had this camper airborne a couple of times. I'm just saying that they the roads, even on the highway systems, they're getting, this thing gets beat up. So you have to understand that. You're going to need to have some tools. You're going to have a little bit of knowledge on how to fix things. We'll cover a little bit of that, but I just want you to understand that when you're buying one of these things, understand that you have some work that you're going to have to do to them as far as maintenance and keep them on the road. They're just not designed as strong as they need to be, and because they have to be lightweight. There's a catch-22 to this. It's like a love-hate relationship. I love them because they take you where you want to go. On the same note, you kind of hate them sometimes because of all the things out there. I've had every kind of toy there is for snowmobiles and RVs and dirt bikes and motorcycles and boats and you name it, we've had it. And as far as like build quality level or durability level, these travel trailers are at the bottom of the list. They are rock bottom on all that kind of stuff. They are the cheapestly made things, and yet they're one of the most expensive. So just stuff that you need to keep in mind and consider here. Because they have to go down the road. They got to be lightweight, but then things start falling apart on them. It's just, it is what it is. It's just something you got to understand. So when you look at these, first thing you got to remember too is that you have to match the trailer. Has got to be matched, or the truck has got to be matched to the trailer. Okay, this is basically a 6,200 pound trailer right here. When we bought it, we had a F-150 that we towed with it. And you know what? It did okay. It wasn't too bad. Then we upgraded to a diesel, a Ram 2500 diesel. This truck, if this is a 10 pulling this, it made that F-150 a 3. It's a whole different world. So you're going to need to make sure your truck is going to match it. Now, if you're just towing it to your local campground and it's, 10 miles down the road, you can probably get by doing that with whatever you want to. But if you're going to go towing it over mountain ranges and towing it through, long distances, something like this is a lot better of a deal, and it makes life a lot easier with this. So you want to match that. If you're looking at getting something, I don't care what the rating of what the trailer is. This may say 6,200 pound trailer for this, but I promise you, when you got it loaded down with gear and all the stuff you want in there and things like that, you're probably pushing closer to 7,500 pounds. And then you start putting people and gear in your truck and generators in the back and stuff like that. You start talking about 8,500 pounds going down the road. You better make sure you got a trailer that'll do it. Because of the wind resistance of these things on the sides, because of the length of them and the size of them, what happens is this thing becomes like a big sail. Well, when you pass semis and stuff, when we had that 150, when a semi would go by, it was white knuckle. This thing would start rocking and swaying sideways and give you a little bit of a fit and kind of be a pain in the butt going up and down hills. I mean, that engine would be roaring and maxing out with everything it's got, and pain in the butt. With that diesel, this thing is cakewalk. I mean, with that diesel, I'd have no problem pulling that huge fifth wheel over there. I mean, like I said, it's just a different ball game. So make sure you're paying attention to what you're matching up with your truck to your rig, and pay attention to that. Other thing, make sure you have a good hitch that's on there too. I'll put a couple links down below, but this Equalizer 4 hitch that's on this thing, absolutely amazing. Best hitch that I've ever seen, and I did a lot of research, but this hitch right here, I've done it in other videos, but it's got this system right here, and then you got these holes in here. Those are for these connection bars, which connect to this. They take all that sway out of there, and it just makes life so much easier. So it's really important that you have a good hitch. Maintenance wise, things you're going to have to do to this: make sure that you have a toolkit. Okay, I have a toolkit in my truck. I keep it in there all the time. It's fully loaded with everything we need. I did videos on that toolkit. Maybe I'll put a link to that video on here. But you're going to need tools. Things are going to go wrong on your RV or on your travel trailer, even on the way down here. Just as we were coming down here, you're going to want spare fuses for your truck, anything electrical like that, because you're going to blow stuff. When we were coming through the mountains in Tennessee, we had, all of a sudden, we looked and there were no lights on the trailer. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're coming through the mountains and we got no lights. And I was like, what's going on? Pulled over. Took me a little while to find it. I traced it to this light right back here. Right there where that wire is. That had actually popped off. That wire broke and ground out on here, and it killed that light. This is not the original size lights that go on here. The original lights that go on here, you can see, are actually a little more flush line, but I needed something to fix this, so I actually just went into a Pilot truck stop, bought this light for $9. I just kind of put one of the screws in there so I didn't have to drill new holes. I'll put an original light back on here, but I put that on there temporarily, rewired that in, got that set. Then I realized that it blew the fuse in my trailer connector, so I had to go then change a fuse. Well, on this Ram pickup truck, that particular fuse is not a standard fuse that you can get anywhere. It's these little M case fuses, and so only place I could find one was a dealer. So I had to actually, again, where some of the mechanical know-how comes into play. I pulled the one that shows for my brake lights on my trailer. It's a separate fuse. I pulled that one out and put that onto my lights for the trailer. Used that to drive the rest of the way down until the morning when we got daylight and dealerships were open. Then I went to a Dodge dealer and bought the fuses I needed for this. So having those extra fuses on hand are important. Having that stuff there for you is important. Having a little mechanical know-how to be able to do these things are important. You will see things that have to be maintained. Look at, see how my jack right there, my stabilizer jack is already rusting out. See all that rust? I'm going to have to paint those and treat those when I get back. I have spots of rust starting to form here. You want to take care of that stuff and fix those kind of things. If you look at this here, these on these fender wells, these screws, you can see I just replaced that one. I carry them with me. I had to put a new one in there today, or when we got here. I have to tighten these down all the time because these come loose on these things like that. You deal with stuff like this all the time with these campers, okay? Like I said, they're built to go down the road, but they're in order to do that, they can't hold up very well for a lot of this stuff. We've had a lot of that kind of stuff. You're gonna have to go around, make sure everything is sealed. It's on here. Your roof is a rubber roof. You're gonna have to maintain that rubber roof. Same with these too. Here, look, you can even see the seal broke on this because I have to keep tightening them down because they come loose while you're driving. This one, I put a screw in here before we left. See this hole right here? The screw hole right there? Okay, on there that connects that together. Well, I screwed that together twice now. Both times I've lost that screw on the way down here, so I got to put another one in here. These are things that you're just going to have to take care of and maintain. It's part of the game. There's just no way around it. Inside is a whole nother ball game as well too. But you can see here, I parked next to that tree. Now I measured everything and I made sure I was good before I came in and it wouldn't hurt nothing. But if you're not paying attention and you catch a branch wrong on that rubber roof, you're going to rip that rubber roof. You're going to need a patch kit for the rubber roof, and you're going to need some die-core lap sealant to be able to fix that stuff. You're going to need to lube these cables that are on here for your slides. You're going to have to take care of things on this camper because they are, like I said, going down the road. Things are going to go wrong with them. And again, they are just screws, glues, and fiberglass. They are not built very well. There's nothing built great about these things. And like I said, lowest build quality of anything out there. You may have your tires. You got to have a spare. Ours is filthy dirty because we came from Michigan roads. And then we got here, and it's nice down here, but it was pretty crappy there. But even on the inside, if you look at this stuff, we got people in here finishing getting ready so we can go enjoy Savannah. But in here, just we noticed on our way down here, look at right here. Let me open this window so you get a little more light. But we noticed this right here. Look at this piece of trim. Okay, that piece of trim is down right there and gone. Up here, we have had to replace this. This is just the foam stop we put for that sliding door in here. But we have had to replace or take this, and I've had to re-screw this thing up to the ceiling like 5 times already. Actually, all right, it's still there, good. But we've had problems with that. You know, we've had trim pieces that have come off in here and had to be replaced or fixed on a pretty regular basis. Matter of fact, just as we came down here, we noticed, look at that trim piece. See how that's now popped off there? That wasn't like that when we left. These are things that are happening to just happen automatically. There's really no way around it. Understand that the quality of these things are designed to go down the road. One thing that pisses me off, look at my TV here. This is a jackass that built it. Okay, I told you, they're hand built and these guys don't care. Look at the brick lines on the back wall, and then look at how my TV sits on there. My bracket is actually mounted on an angle. It is not level. And he, you know, like I said, just dealing with jackasses that hand build some of this stuff. So, yeah, we definitely love it, but there are some things that you're going to have to maintain and take care of. See that? I carry toolkit in here. That toolkit right there, there's the light that broke that I need to replace, but you got to carry toolkit in here. You're going to need to carry a toolkit in your truck. You're going to want to carry spare parts and fuses and all that kind of stuff. You just understand that there's some maintenance involved in these to be able to keep them going down the road for you the right way. It's part of the game, and a little bit of knowledge and know-how is important as well too. And if you don't know that stuff, maybe I'll do some videos on some of that things, but there's a lot of videos on there as far as some, 12-volt electrical systems are not very complicated. Trailer lights are always going to be an issue on any trailer you're going to have. You're going to need to know how to trace those issues, how to repair them, how to rewire whatever, or like I did, stop and buy another light to get you by, how to change the fuses in your truck when it happens, because it's going to happen. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to have to know how to change tires in case of a spare tire going out. This is not something for somebody who lives their life with driving a Cadillac with a built-in tire inflator and calls AAA when they have a problem. If you're going to have a travel trailer, you're going to want to know how to do some of these things on your own. It's going to be kind of mandatory. Now, if you're looking to buy stuff like this and you want to get into it, we definitely love it. But be smart. Keep the emotional aspect out of the purchase. That's a key one for you as well, too, okay? When you walk in to a dealership, an RV dealership, you're going to walk in, you're going to be bedazzled by all the brilliance of their fancy, the way they look and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, they're very nice today. Campers are very nice, even though they're very shoddy build quality and the materials are kind of crappy, but we covered that. They have to be. And but they charge you a fortune for these and they make them look really fancy. It's all lipstick and rouge, okay? These things are one-by-ones, glues, screws, and just cheap pieces that put them together. So understand that. Don't let the emotional aspect overpower you. Don't think that you're going to buy one of these and you're going to use it for the next 25 years. You're probably not going to. It's probably not going to work that way, and it probably won't make it 25 years. They're not built like this. This isn't an Airstream, okay? And if it was an Airstream, it's probably not an Airstream from 40 years ago when they were actually built that well. Things change. Times change. We live in a disposable world. So keep the emotional aspect out of your purchase. Buy them for the right prices. Buy the one that's going to match the vehicle you have, or buy a vehicle that can tow what that is. But understand it. Don't max that number out. I promise you. We did that, and it was not a smart decision. Make sure you have the vehicle that's capable of towing that thing down the road, and know that there's, like I said, don't get too caught up in thinking that they're golden, and once you buy it, if you buy a good one, it's going to be better. They're not, okay? We have two buddies in Jayco's, and we have a buddy in a Grand Design travel trailer, and my brother had custom built a $500,000 RV that they travel the whole country, and they've been doing it for 4 years now, and they had it built on a semi-truck international truck and frame system, and they, like I said, $500,000 custom built RV. They've had that thing in the last 4 years. They've had to take it back for warranty work no less than a dozen times, for issues that have come up that they couldn't fix on their own. We, like I said, my buddies with the Jayco's, they've been in for warranty work multiple times. It's any one of these things. They're not built as good as you think they are, is what I'm getting at. And they do require maintenance, but they are an awesome, awesome tool. They will let you get out and explore and live life, and you will have a great time, but I want you to know what you're getting into. If you're looking to buy something like this, Doesn't matter if it's a camper, a camper travel trailer, a truck to pull it, any of this stuff, you should definitely check out my course. I have a link down below for it in the description. It's called my Save Thousands course. I could give you the whole history on it. You could watch a few videos on it, but I am a master at this. I mean, there's nobody better. Nobody can teach you how to get a better deal on this stuff. That camper was $39,800 for the price of this thing, and I paid $20,800 out the door, including taxes, brand new this year. So keep that in mind. This truck, same exact thing. This is a $67,000 diesel pickup truck, 2019 Ram truck, and I got it for $51,500. I have mad skills, absolute mad skills when it comes to doing this, and I got a system that I teach you in that course. The description is down below. I will teach you how to save more money than you could ever dream of, which makes owning something that is as big of a piece of garbage technically as some of these things are. Like I said, don't get me wrong, we love it, but when you're dealing with all the variables we just talked about, it's going to piss you off at times. You're gonna be like, God, really? I paid so much money for this and this is what I got to deal with? It is. But it makes it a lot better when you get it for the right price, I promise you. So definitely something worth considering. That course, like I said, I'll teach you how to do this stuff all the right way. But you are going to have things that you got to deal with. I noticed here, too, you look at this. Look at this wiring here, okay? There is in here, I can't find it, but there is actually some loom that goes over these and protects it. Well, it slid itself up into that frame hole right there. It is no longer on here where it's supposed to be. That loom has made it all the way up inside that hole. I'm going to have to re-loom this with that. This is loom right here, by the way. This is loom, this stuff right here, this guard. Okay, this plastic guard that's on there that you see right over there. I am going to have to put more loom on this and feed it up in there to protect this, because this is going to happen to that same thing that happened to us is going to happen with this light. But I need to protect this stuff, or that wear on that hole is from me flopping while we're driving is going to ground that out right there and ruin that. So I'm going to have to fix this. This is stuff that, like I said, is just part of the deal. I can hear that loom in there. I just got to get in there and fix it. But these are things that maintenance that you're going to have to take care of. These are things that you're going to want to, because when you buy this at that dealer, and that dealer is going to tell you when you buy, oh, if you buy from us, we take care of you right away. We take care of you immediately. Don't let them fool you. They're trying to sell you an RV. The horror stories, we've never yet taken this in for warranty work. I've been able to do all this stuff myself. Even that trim piece that came down, all it requires is a little bit of glue, a finishing nail, and a hammer. I mean, I have the stuff with me. I could fix it right here if I want to. I'll probably wait till I get home and just glue it and hit it with my air compressor quick and easy with the nail gun and be done with it. But none of this stuff is hard to fix. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're bringing it in for warranty. If you bring it in for warranty, again, I have buddies with 2 Jaycos and one with a Grand Design, and I'm telling you right now, they bring it, when they have a problem. One had a refrigerator that will not get cold. He tries to bring it into there, and it's taking them months that they're holding it before they even fix it. And then when they fix it, he long story short, 4 times back and forth to that dealer. He has to hook up the trailer, drive it, 40 minutes to that dealership, drop it off, wait to hear something, pick it up, bring it back, and then drop it off at home, and then find out it didn't get fixed correctly. Bring it back, do it again. Finally, it turned into a big battle with him going, look, you guys put a new fridge in it completely, or I don't come and pick it up ever again, and I stop paying on it, So the horror stories out there on these things are huge. It's not uncommon for them to keep your RV for 3 months during a warranty phase, for them to do something stupid. So knowing how to do this stuff yourself will save you a lot of hassle, a lot of headache, and a lot of grief. So like I said, absolutely amazing things. They're incredible. They are your home away from home that let you explore the world and live life to the fullest. There's no doubt about it. Just make sure you know what you're getting into, know what you have to deal with, know what you're going to have, some of the things that you're going to have to learn. And like I said, keep the emotional aspect out of it. Like I said, you'll be a lot happier. You want to get emotional about your car or your truck or something, that's fine, because these things are built like a tank. They last a long time. They're high quality. Everything about them is fantastic, and they're expected to not fail, not break down, and not give you a hard time. And that's what they do, because the way the world is, our country today, they anything less would be unacceptable. If these things were breaking down all the time, nobody would be buying them. So the car dealerships or the car manufacturers know that. They have to build them quality. The RV world hasn't caught on to that yet. Okay, RVs are still, like I said, very shoddy and shady on a lot of different levels, but it's up to you to maintain and fix them. And you can do it. It's not hard, I promise you, but know what you're getting into and what you're in for when you're doing it. They have to go down the road. They have to be able to hit bumps and things like that, and you are going to have things that are going to come knock loose, lights that are going to go out, problems that are going to arise, and you want to be able to know how to fix them on the road with your toolkit, which, like I said, maybe I'll put a link to that video in there. And you want to be able to handle this stuff so that you can enjoy your quality vacation time. Definitely get an RV or a camper or a travel trailer, because they are a lot of fun. Just know what you're getting into. And if you are getting one, check that link below for that Save Thousands course. Promise you, save you a tremendous amount of money on this and make that whole experience that much better for you. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.